Hey guys, it's Stephanie with Simarchy here, and we are back with another speed build. Now, in this speed build, I did go ahead and create a character first off camera. His name is Owen Locklear. I think he is fine. And I went ahead and built him an awesome Gothic inspired home. Now, if you can't tell, this is one of my favorite homes I've ever built. It's kind of dark and not too dark though. I mean, it's got some dark tones. The bedroom is definitely really cool. You'll see it coming up probably about halfway through the video. So I'm going to go ahead and just tell you exactly what I'm doing here. Right now I am building a carport. I am horrible at building garages. I don't know what it is. They never come out right. I definitely can't build attached garages. Well, I don't know. I haven't tried in a while, but anyways, going with something simple here, just a carport. Now he's got a very fancy expensive sports car that comes with this build. So if you're going to download it, you're going to need a lot of money or a lot of cheats. But yeah, that car, I can't remember the exact amount, but it is up there. I think it's almost as much as the house, if not more than the house. But right now I just built the exterior walls and I'm working on sort of the front entrance here. This home is on foundation, so I definitely wouldn't have been able to build an attached garage. I'm not that advanced yet. One day I will, though. One day I will be, I believe. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But right now there are the stairs and using the fence to create just a little half wall to block off the porch. And now I'm adding in a gate because I did put that dark black fence all around the entire property. We need a gate for the Sims to be able to enter and exit from. So I do find this cool gate that matches pretty well, but I'm going through and changing the colors in Create a Style just to make it darker and to fit in more with the colors of the home. I also darkened up that mailbox to a deep red. And now I'm working on the exterior walls of the home. I remember playing with this pattern quite a bit. I couldn't find exactly what I wanted, but I knew I sort of wanted the deep red against the black. So I ended up going with more of just a muted, just plain kind of exterior. It's just red on top and dark stone on the bottom. Now I'm going in for a little bit of landscaping, throwing in my bushes here. Let's see, I'm building little not yards, what's the word I'm thinking of? Just like little areas to put the plants in using the fencing. So a plant box, I guess you can call it. And then I go through with the paint terrain tools to add some mulch in there. And I'm putting the flower bushes back in on top. And I do have to have move objects on cheat here, otherwise I suck at landscaping. I like to just kind of throw them all in on top of each other, and if you don't have move objects on, it forces you to create some spacing in between the plants. So if you want to do that, obviously the move objects on cheat, you do your shift control C, testing cheats enabled true, and then move objects on. Now I am doing the driveway, which is a cool stone pattern, and putting in a few gates there because, again, cars got to be able to come in and out. The gates I'm going to make red and black just to match everything. And I went with a little bit of a shorter one for the driveway as opposed to the much taller one I used in front of the door. Now these windows are really fun. They sort of led to the inspiration of the home. Once I placed those on there, I was like, yes, I know exactly what I'm doing now. And I don't think I've ever used these windows before, so it was a first. They're definitely cool. They sort of have an oriental flair to them, but in this build, I think it just adds to like that gothic vibe that I was going for. Now I'm building the back porch, which, let's see. Can't remember how big this was. It looks like it's going to be quite large. It was a while ago that I built this. Oh, that wasn't a porch at all. I'm sorry. I was actually just extending the foundation of the home right there. And I did remember to add my floor tiles as a ceiling, which I always forget. I've been trying so hard to remember that because when I do my screenshots, if I don't have those ceiling tiles in there and I angle upwards, you just see the outside, and you don't want that. You want a ceiling. If you can, if you remember to, don't forget to put your ceiling tiles. Now, as I do in all of my builds, I lay out the interior of the home first. And as I'm doing that, I place objects in each room so that I don't forget what they're going to be later. That comes in very handy if it's a larger build. This one does end up staying relatively small, at least it's just a single story. But I did put the bed to signify the bedroom, the couch to signify the living room, the fridge to signify the kitchen, etc., etc. And now I am working on that back porch finally, or deck, whatever you want to call it. It is small. Can't remember exactly what I put up there, maybe a grill or something, but definitely just a small little porch to lead into the yard. Now I'm adding the stone exterior to the bottom of the foundation. Of course, I could have left that brick, but I wanted to add to the drama of the home. Went with the dark stone there. I believe I did edit that a bit and create a style just to deepen the tones a bit. And now that I have the basic layout of the home, what room's going to be what, then I could go through and place the rest of my windows, because I hate when I place the windows perfectly and then they just get cut off or they're not completely symmetrical from the inside. They don't have to be 100% symmetrical, but they have to at least make sense to me. If there is a little bit of wall to the right of one window, then I want the same amount of wall to be to the left of the other window, because I don't like it when they're completely unbalanced, and I can't tell exactly what that is going to look like until I have the basic layout of the room. That's why I wait to do the windows, at least most of the windows, till the end of the exterior build. Now, you just saw me real quick place a hot tub over there. Love me some hot tubs. And now I am working on the bonfire pit area. I used the terrain tools, the paint tools again, just to make it look like the bonfire was sitting on some pebbles or some stone back there. And jumping back to the porch, yeah, there's the grill I was talking about. I remember putting just a small grill up there. I can't remember if the seating goes on the porch or on the grass, but with this barbecue grill, I wanted to put the barbecue tools on top of it because it seemed like that would be the place to set them. But of course you couldn't put an object up there. So now I'm playing with different shelves and counters, trying to see what exactly I can merge with the barbecue grill using the move objects on cheat so that I can place those barbecue tools right on top of there. And I end up going with that counter. It fits in almost perfectly. You can't really tell in the video. Maybe you'll see it in the screenshots, or of course, if you download the home, you'll definitely see it. But the right side of the grill that extends outwards does not sit completely flush with the counter. So it's a small, tiny little glitch there. Not a big deal. Oh, actually, you can see it right there. I moved it around a bit to see if I could fix it, and I couldn't entirely fix it, but it's not annoying for me. It's fine. Now I'm changing the colors of the grill a bit. I thought the red against the red walls, against the reddish tone of the floor was just too much. So I changed it to more of a gray stone metal. Is that brushed metal? Like a brushed metal material? And I think that just looks better. It pops out a bit more instead of completely sinking into the background. And just making sure everything matches here. Now I'm going to be adding in the table and chairs, so looks like I do put those right there on the porch. I don't know, the porch looked really tiny, but I guess I squeezed a lot up there. Just little bistro chairs, which are totally cool. I love those. I use them as outdoor chairs quite often. And now I'm adding a privacy fence around the hot tub. This is just to make it a more little secluded, cozy area. And I did add some floor tiles underneath the hot tub to look like it's sitting on a deck. Now it's obviously not raised, so I don't know exactly how that would work in real life, but it's the illusion of a deck at least. Those wicker chairs are so cute, and I added the little matching wicker table where I probably end up putting lemonade on top of. I think I put lemonade on almost every side table outside because there's not many other options. In fact, I don't think there's any other options for beverages unless you're using the bar to mix drinks, but then, you know, your Sims drink them or clean them up and they don't stay there permanently as decor. So definitely use that lemonade quite a bit. I'm adding a little bit more landscaping, just a couple of trees, again, to close off that the hot tub area to give it a bit more privacy and seclusion. And moving on to the interior, this is the kitchen here, and working on the cabinets. I'm sorry, the counters. I don't know if there's actually cabinets. I do try to remember them, but I don't always put cabinets in my builds. Okay, so I can't remember why I redid that part right there. I think there was an issue with I didn't completely place it flush against the wall. So I went through to fix that. And now I'm just laying in tile in the background, well, the wallpaper for that tile backsplash look. And yep, here we go. I did remember the cabinets. Yay, cabinets. These ones are cool because it looks like they're see-through, so you could kind of see the plates in there. Even though they aren't functional, they're cool and decorative, and I definitely like those. Now, what I just placed on top of the oven, I don't know if it's actually a range or not. I think it's a light. I don't know if it's meant to be a range or if it's meant to be a light, but either way, I thought it looked like a range hood, so I put it there to give that effect either way. And now I'm adding in just little kitchen clutter, the kitchen butcher block with the knives on it. Or it's not a butcher block, I guess, it's just a block of knives. I'm looking for another one. I know I have two. I think one comes with the game and one is store content. And that little champagne bottle with the glasses, or is it wine with wine glasses? I'm not sure. That's also store content. I think it might actually have been free with one of the New Year's packs or something like that. But I did go ahead and throw that in there for some more decoration. Now I'm working on the wallpaper for the rest of the kitchen. The dining room is off to the right. It's not completely separate, although I do put some half walls in there just to give it a little bit of a separation. So it's technically an eat-in kitchen. I don't know if I'm going to call it an eat-in kitchen with separate dining or not in the description, but it's formal, but not too formal, if that makes sense, you know? Something a little bit different. Now, of course, when you have the two rooms sort of joined like that with half walls, anything that you put down for flooring or wallpaper is going to continue throughout both of the rooms. So I have to go back through and change the individual tiles, which is kind of a pain, but it's not a big build, so it's not a big deal. And oh my gosh, I can't tell, is this the first build I've done where I didn't use the by debug square lights? It might be because it looks like I use those translucent ones instead. I'm not sure if I did that because I was trying to get away from them because they kind of block the view when I'm building for the viewer on camera. Or I don't know if I did it because I wanted the home to have a bit more darker tone, a bit more darker feel. But those lights are pretty cool. I think I should use those more often. I like them. Okay, now moving on to the dining area. I'm not going to call it a room quite yet. Moving on to the dining area and adding some more lighting on the wall. Okay, I definitely remember experimenting with lighting in this build because, yeah, that's what it was. I didn't want too many of those square lights because they sort of block the view of what I'm doing. And I totally forget a door. There's no door. I'll remember later. But you cannot get into the kitchen or the dining room the way I built it here. Now that dining room table is pretty cool. It looks like it's sort of stone or marble. Definitely fancy. And I don't know, are those the chairs I end up keeping in there? Ooh, green. Sorry, it's been a while since I've looked at this video. I'm just going back through to add the commentary. I like that green. I think it looks pretty good. What do you guys think? Oh, okay. So there is an eat-in kitchen area too. So I will go ahead and call this a formal dining room. Because yeah, there's another table with chairs there in the kitchen, and of course there's more on the back porch. So there's lots of room for entertaining in this home. You could definitely squeeze a lot of friends and family in here. So there's where I realized there was no door or entryway into the kitchen or dining room. I went ahead and moved those lighting fixtures, which sort of look like art, to the other wall so that I could put the arch there for entrance. and adding another one into the living room as well. There is a hallway, which isn't, I don't know, it's sort of long, but not really. I think it feels long because there's only like the entrance ways and then one door into the bedroom. So it almost feels kind of pointless. But I do later on go through and add a little bit of decor in there, some sort of shelving, I think it was, so that it doesn't look so empty and pointless. I don't know. Sometimes hallways just make no sense to me. Now, I struggle with the door because, again, I'm OCD about some things, not everything, but I really wanted that to be symmetrical right there or it was going to annoy the crap out of me. So I finally found the 3-tile or the 3-square door so I could put it right there. Even though I normally use that as a front door, it's now a bedroom door in this house. Moving on to the one and only bathroom in the home. It does look quite small, but it ends up being pretty cool, I think. Definitely some cool touches. I have the green wallpaper going on. It's more of a grassy green or a lime green, which is sort of cool. And my favorite shower, which I believe is from the Seasons expansion pack, I want to say. Pretty sure it is, but that's definitely a cool shower tub combo. Now I put the toilet next to the shower and added that little half wall there. Since the bathroom is so small, I wanted some sort of separation so you don't open the door and bam, see a toilet. And I have the sink that is sort of built into the wall there with a nice modern mirror and some towel accessories or accents, I don't know. And adding in some more decoration. It's just a little towel rack. I can't remember if that's store content or part of the game, but either way, if it is store content, they'll replace it with something else, and if they replace it with something that's absolutely ridiculous, you can just delete it or change it pretty easily. Alright, so now moving on to the hallway. This shelving, as I recall, is for nectar, which I haven't experienced playing or using or making nectar in the game at all. Maybe that's something I'll do in the future because it does seem like a cool aspect of the game, which I believe is from the World Adventures expansion. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what it's from, and I haven't really dived into using that expansion pack yet. So sorry if what I just said was totally wrong, but I think those are nectar racks. Now in the living room, I did use 2 cabinets to create sort of a cohesive entertainment stand with the TV there in the middle. I do like creating large entertainment areas because I always feel like, well, most of the living rooms I build are quite spacious, and when you have a couch and a love seat and some accent chairs and then a teeny tiny little TV on the floor, it just looks funny. So I definitely like to custom build my own shelving and entertainment units for the TV to go in. I'm adding the shelves there just to make it a little bit taller and to sort of join them so there isn't a gap in the middle. There is my video game. I do try to usually put those on shelves, but I always forget they can't go on shelves. I think they can only go on maybe coffee tables or side tables. So what I'm doing here is using the Move Objects sheet to hide it under the TV. It's still functional. You can still use it and play video games, but it's just more tucked in. It's not so visible in your face. And I did have room to add a bar in the living room, which is so cool because Owen can entertain. He can have his lady friends over, his other friends, and he could make drinks, and they can watch TV and go out in the hot tub and hang out. Like, this is definitely a bachelor pad, you know? It's a Gothic Inspired Bachelor Pad. I just love that bar. It's so cool. I do remember struggling with the flooring a bit. I'll probably go through and change it like 12 million times, but I don't know. I'm never 100% satisfied with the flooring and the wallpaper. Sometimes they just don't feel like they match exactly. So you will often see me change them and then go back later and change them again, and then go back later and change them again. Now this carpet looks amazing in this living room. It's definitely a bit more oriental than Gothic, but it still has kind of that cool dark flair. And here I'm changing the pattern on the couch because, well, the couch and the side chair, because the pattern I had really clashed with those carpets, and I definitely wanted to use the carpet. Now these candles are actually in lighting instead of like decor, like miscellaneous decor. So they're super bright. What I do is I just go through and change the intensity so that they actually look like candles, not just some like bright light sitting there. You can do that in build mode. I didn't know when I first started playing, but if you hit shift and control on a PC at the same time and then click on the lighting, you could change the color and the intensity straight from build or buy mode. Really handy tool, especially because sometimes the lights just make objects look super bright. Sometimes they make the counters just glare at you, and I really like that feature of being able to change the intensity without having to go into live mode, especially if you are just building a home that isn't necessarily attached to a sim, like if you're just building it in Edit Town or something like that, because it's hard to have to move a sim in, bring them in, have them, you know, change the lighting for you, etc., etc. So this is the awesome bedroom that I am obsessed with. I mean, I think it's just so gothic, so romantic, so dark. I love it. Like, if I went to a guy's house and his bedroom was set up like this, yeah, I'd be like, all right, this guy's really cool. So here is the desk area with my black cat that is a store item, but I love that black cat. I'm gonna use it more often. It just seems creepy and out of place in most of my builds because they're usually like cozy family home or, you know, large family home. And in this Goth Bachelor Pad, definitely going with the black cat. Now here I go again with some shelving, well, cabinets, whatever. I didn't make that into a cohesive entertainment unit, but I did add those to the sides instead of bookshelves, just for a little something more classy, a little different. Well, classy is not the right word because bookshelves are classy, so just for something a bit different. Now, Owen does get a cool vanity. I know vanities are for chicks or whatever, but he gets a cool vanity here with the angel wing mirrors that, again, are a store item. I do like to try to point those out for you guys when I recognize them so that you don't download the house and say, oh, where did that object go? And I do think it's also a free store item. It might have come with a Valentine's pack or something like that, but definitely go to the Sims 3 store and check it out if you want to find those. Now I'm adding the little side table lighting, and throughout the rest of the room I use those hanging candle cages. Sure, candle cages, that sounds right. I love those lights, they're really cool. Alright, there we go, changing the color of the carpeting. Everything is sort of red and black and gold. It just has a really like mysterious feel to it. And I had to give him a lady statue and place her right in front of those winged mirrors so it looks like she actually has wings. Now those were potions or elixirs or something, but I always think that they look like perfume or cologne. So I use those quite often as an accessory in the bedroom or the bathroom. So that was the home. I hope you guys liked it. It was a lot of fun building it, a lot different from what I usually do. And now I'm going into the screenshots for you so you can get a closer look at everything. If you like this home, drop me a comment and let me know, or give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, then definitely just check out my other videos that are a bit more family friendly, not so dark and creepy. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You can also subscribe if you want to keep up to date with my newest videos and never miss a thing. And the home will be provided as a download link in the description, so don't forget to download it if you want to add it to your game. There's that bathroom. So nice. I love the bathroom. Sorry, I'm just admiring it. But yeah. And on to the bedroom now. There's the final screenshots. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!